Hello, Team Elevate. How are you? I'm Nathan Oates. I'm one of the founders of the Elevate team, and my wife Jenni and I are so excited that we get to be on the journey with amazing people like you from all over the country and world, and we get to be a part of such an incredible movement to help change lives, to make them healthier, as well as sometimes, and a lot of the time, change their financial impact and the future that they are wanting. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into sharing tonight. Today, I was thinking, and I've been thinking about it for a while, and this is a lesson that I'm learning, so I'm going to be very transparent and open with each of you tonight as you're watching this, or it could be during the day. I don't know when you're watching this. Just about what it means to honor people. And all of us love to be honored, and a lot of us are okay to even give honor. But why is that so important? Why is creating a culture of honor so important? I was thinking back a little bit over my life. When I was younger, if some of you don't know, I was handicapped as a child for years of my life. Early on, I had a hip disease. I had special leg braces. I had special platform shoes. I mean, all this stuff. I couldn't put my legs together because of the braces were holding them back. And it was kind of crazy because I was thinking about that time and how I was able to be completely healed. I mean, like they've never seen anything like it. The fact that I'm an identical twin and they'd never seen a case like this and what happened. So I was thinking about over that time and thinking, what was it that really helped me? What were some of the things? And one of the things that I remember was my mom. She was always very optimistic. The glass is always half full, but not just that. She would celebrate and honor every single little win. You know, it was like, oh my goodness, Nathan, your hip is reforming. So we get x-rays. I had so many x-rays, I glowed in the dark. But I would get an x-ray and there was a little bit of progress and she would just celebrate and be so excited. And then the only time I could take my braces off is if I went in the pool and went swimming, so I could go swimming, and she would celebrate the fact that I could go swimming and all these small little things. She would find the smallest thing. And at the time it was like, okay, yeah, mom, you're being mom. And she was very meticulous about, you know, if I ever had my brace off, I couldn't move because it would mess up everything and all these different things. But she would celebrate the small little things. And I remember, and I'm thinking back going, wow, those were big for me. Those continued to propel me forward. Those little teeny, honoring the success that I had, just small little celebrations, small little moments of honor. And for anyone else, it wouldn't have mattered. But for me, it was a big deal. And I realized that in life, those are big deals to people. And I can say that those small little celebrations, that honor that my mom gave me, even for the small little things, really, I think, helped propel me to heal even faster, for me to be, my body to repair. And that was huge. It was kind of like, yay, and supporting and great things. People have done studies with plants that if you play amazing, nice music, the plant grows healthier and more vibrant. But if you play like rock and hardcore and it's like depressing music, it won't grow as well. It won't breathe as much life. So I think it's the same type of thing when it means creating a culture of honor. And I can think back over my sports career, how often I, loved working and playing with coaches that would find those little things. They would teach me, they would correct me, they would discipline me, they'd instruct me, but then they would celebrate and help me along the way with having those moments and those small little wins. Oh, that was perfect. The way you tackled, or the way you shot that ball, or whatever it was. And they make some small tweaks, but it was always like, oh, he saw that. That my coach saw me. I want to work harder so that I can so I can do better. I wanted to work even harder when I had those moments. And so I was thinking about this whole thing of honor and realizing that in business, in life and in business, you get what you honor. My son works so hard. He's such a hard worker and he does some amazing things. But as a 10-year-old boy, if you can imagine, he also doesn't do so smart of things. like all of us. We can do some foolish things sometimes, but I found, there was a couple of times in years in his life where I realized I was pretty critical on him. I'm hard on myself. I work really hard, and so it's easy to translate as a dad to your child, to your son, or whatever. And I was critical of him, and I started to realize that I need to start learning, and I'm still in this journey, okay, because it can revert back pretty easily, to learn how to celebrate and honor his small wins. I want to have a son that wants to be become a man of integrity, a man of character, who becomes a man of truthfulness and kindness and love. And if I want that, I'm realizing that I need to honor that when I see it. We're so quick to grab on the things that they've done wrong, but how often are we going to grab onto the things that they've done right? And again, I am learning this. So by no means am I perfect in this. Jenni would say the same thing. She's not perfect in either. We work really hard to try to create a culture of honor within Team Elevate. But I was thinking, what are some takeaways when it comes to creating a culture of honor for you and for your team within your family or whatever that is, what are 3 things that honor produces? When you do honor, what does it produce? And I thought of 3 things that I thought were really good. The first thing is momentum. Honor produces momentum. If you're addressing the right things in someone's life and celebrating it and honoring it, you're going to duplicate it and create forward momentum with it. It creates this momentum as you're pushing forward. Oh yes, you're rolling. If you think of it on the hill, oh, you're rolling the boulder the right way. Over time, if it gets some momentum, it's going to start rolling and faster and faster and faster and go the direction you want it to go. So I think it's the same way with honor. Honor is like the little teeny pushes, not in a bad way, but like, hey, I'm pushing you forward. I want to help you. I want to encourage you. I want to love you. I want to support you in the direction you're wanting to go. I'm going to make sure that you're going to get in the right direction. So I think honoring helps to be a part of that. That's number one. That's the first thing that I think honor will produce. Number 2 is multiplication. It's interesting that I'm sorry for the beeps. I'm getting lots of different beeps here, and I'll turn it off. The second thing is multiplication. When you honor someone who's, whether it's they sold their first kit, or they did their first cold call, or they sold their first oil, or gave out their first sample, or whatever it is, what tends to happen when someone who's honored, or you celebrate and honor those small things and not just glance over them, but really celebrate them, because they might be commonplace for you, but for someone new or someone else, it's a big deal. And so make it a big deal. What will start happening is they'll start to multiply in their efforts, everything that they do. Their efforts will multiply exponentially. Because what happens is they start to become the things you're celebrating and honoring, and it starts to attract other people. And so multiplication starts to happen. It's not just addition anymore. It starts to multiply. So honor will create momentum. It'll create multiplication. And number 3, it creates maturity. In your entire team, it will create maturity. If you create a culture of honor, it creates maturity, because what you're saying is, this is a healthy place. This is a place where you're going to grow. We honor, we celebrate everybody, and it creates a healthy environment for other people to become leaders, to become better wives, to be better mothers, husbands, fathers, whatever it is, or even kids, even sons or daughters. I mean, it actually helps mature you along so that you can begin to navigate different conversations and to be able to know when you're doing the right things. That's what honoring does. It gives you the very clear focus and the clarity of, hey, did I do that right? And you'll know, yes, I did do that right. Because you can think back, oh, that was honored, that was celebrated. I want to continue to duplicate that over and over. And now, again, we don't want to celebrate the wrong things. So make sure you honor the right things and you get what you honor. Now, I do want to share one thing that actually is one of the biggest roadblocks in creating a culture of honor, okay? And I don't know how else to put it other than a hard heart. A heart that's been hardened. And that can happen for several different reasons. It can be maybe you were wounded. Maybe there was things in the past that you had an expectation or you had an assumption and that didn't come through, or whatever. What is? I don't even know. What was it that maybe in a small area in your heart it was hardened? And so when you see someone else do that, it's hard for you to honor and celebrate someone else, because there's still that angst in you. There's still that little like twinge of pain that you're like, well, I didn't get that, so I'm not going to give it to them. And I would just say, as a challenge for each of you tonight, I know deep down your desire will be for your team to create a culture of honor where you're honoring and celebrating one another. And that takes work. It takes effort. And listen, we fail at it. We still continue to keep going and try to continue to get better and better. But the one biggest thing is if you have a hard heart, if your heart is been wounded, or it's hard and there's a twinge there and it's hard for you to celebrate someone else. And I just want to encourage you to start taking a look at, what are the things that have been hardening your heart? Is it unforgiveness? Is it things that have been holding you back? Because those things alone will begin to harden your heart and keep you from moving forward. The things that I mentioned that honor produces, the multiplication, the momentum, the maturity in you as well as your team, those things will get stunted, and those won't happen because your heart has been hardened. And maybe you just need a little refreshing. Maybe you just need to be honest with someone, just to kind of say, hey, let me tell you, can I share something with you? With a safe person that you know, that maybe a team leader, maybe it's someone else, to say, I've been feeling this in my heart and I don't want this anymore. Can we talk through this? Can you help me navigate this? And I think that's the great part about Team Elevate. And no matter who you are, where you're at, it doesn't matter where in doTERRA you're at. I mean, whatever it is, I want to encourage you, begin to start taking note of going, what's hardening my heart? What's holding me back from being able to honor someone else and to create that culture of honor? Because you want the blessings. You want the results of a culture of honor, because they are amazing when you begin to do it. So hopefully this was an encouragement to each of you tonight. I am excited because you have been working so hard. The summer's been hot. It's been amazing. But at the same time, you've put in so many things, and people have excelled with ranks and doing so much more. And you guys are getting ready to keep pushing forward. I'm already hearing some great strategies and plans. This is just another way to be able to continue to push you forward. Create a culture of honor. Find the things that's holding you back. What's that roadblock, that hard heart? What's hardening the heart from keeping you to move forward? So anyway, God bless everyone. Hope everyone has an incredible day and night. This has been such an awesome time with you, and I look forward to hearing all the great success. Take care, everybody. Bye.